Okay, hello. I didn't realize I had gone over the normal 10-minute wait period. Hi everybody. Welcome to Saddle Up Sunday. Hello to Slacks and VGA256 and anyone else who might be lurking in the chat. Probably won't get too many people today because it's Sunday, but we'll see. Yeah, welcome. I was away last week. I had a nice little vacation getaway in Virginia. It was nice to get away, but I am back and I am working on some finishing up some animations that I started before I left, so I can start the week tomorrow with a nice fresh slate, or clean slate as it were, and just get started on working on other things. Next week's probably going to be a writing week, primarily, so I'm going to have to think of something interesting to do for Wild West Wednesday, because you're not going to want to watch me sitting here trying to write dialogue, because that's boring. But today, I'm going to be doing some animating, a gesture animation of a character spreading her arms out as she talks. And normally I always try and avoid animating characters that other people model for. But in this case, since it's just the body, I cut out the head, so you can't really tell. So that's how I get around that little loophole. Anyway, so it's this character sticking their hand out like so, and it's definitely a fun rotoscoping animation because there's cloth involved, and rotoscoping is great for cloth. So there we go. Alright, so let me get started on this. I'm going to leave the highlights for last because I want to get the shape and the model right. And I also want to get rid of all of this as well. Go ahead and save this. Nice starting point. And I've got way too many layers to worry about here. But I'm gonna try my best to not screw up my layers. So hopefully everyone is doing well, and yeah, just hang out, do your own development, do whatever else you're doing. That's how we do it. And enjoy the sounds of my heater because it's cold. Oh, Neviklink. Thank you for the subscription, Neviklink. Did you know Twitch has new hype train emotes? I bet people here can help us get level 1 at least. I'm pretty sure... Yes. I'm pretty sure we've already hit like level 1 or level 2. I got an email the other day talking about some kind of new emotes that I was like... Let me see. It was like, you're eligible for being part of this new... Here we go. Follower emotes beta access. You're invited to check out Follower emotes beta. Follower emotes are a new tier of emotes that help you grow your community by giving more viewers more ways to join the conversation. Starting today, you can add up to 5 emotes to your new free tier. Well, I haven't investigated that, but I'll look into it and I'll make sure to implement it by Wednesday. So I'll add some new appropriate emotes so that we can have them by Wednesday. So yeah, I have no idea what it does, but if it's something cool for people to have and enjoy, I'm all for adding it. And it's not like I don't have a well of resources to draw from to make emotes. Just put every single character from every game I've made. I can add some Ben Jordan emotes for the old school fans. That'll be fun. Anyway. Let's continue on with this. So there's already a little bit of a difference there. which is important. Same here. Who was my model? My model was my partner, Jess. She models all the female characters for me. Thus far, she has modeled all of the female characters for me, with the exception of 2 of the companions who were modeled by Ivy Dubler. So basically, every now and again, I'll just be like, hey, would you put some weird clothes on for me and do some weird actions? And she's like, okay. She's very accommodating. It's very nice of her. But I cut out her head so so she wouldn't be exposed on stream. Because that's what you do for your loved ones. You cut their heads off. Hello, Electric Dragon UK. Welcome. Okay, so I just want to make sure that all of the spots that I previously defined are still there. You don't want to have a giant patch of dark disappearing on you from frame to frame, because that looks silly and unprofessional. Oh no! This is the peril of using too many layers, is that there will always be one layer that I forget to close, which in this case is, oh, you know what? I was drawing on the absolute wrong layer here. This is not good. This needs to be... Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Because this is over it, and it can't be over it. This needs to be under it, which is here. I need to reorder my layers here. Hold on. Emergency situation needs to be rectified. Alright, so that goes there. This actually needs to be on this same layer here. And this layer needs to be part of this one now. Okay, and then this gets filled in here. Oops, not that much. Whoops, not that much. I'm just going to use a pencil because that would be easier for single pixels. There. Okay, so now for this bit, which is under here, this needs to be here. Yes. Okay. Right. I want to keep this basically exactly the same. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I can fix that, no problem. It's easier to fix it than try and redraw it again. There. I just wanted to have a nice straight line there. Straight lines are one of the hardest things to draw. Except when you press Shift in Photoshop, then they're easy. Okay, so actually this doesn't curve up that way. That's just my falling for an optical illusion. Like a silly person. Okay, this stays here. Actually, no, let's do it better. It's my pep talk to myself. No, let's do it better. Okay, and now I can flatten all the layers because they're where they should be. And I can play with them. Everybody take a drink. Hello KCC CC90. Welcome. Yeah, it's one thing when I paint on the wrong layer on a background, but when I paint on the wrong layer on a sprite, that's a extra special occasion because I usually don't. Well, that's not true. I do usually use layers on sprites. I'm just lying now. I never use layers on sprites. Yes, you do. Stop lying. Okay. So we can close that up. Actually, I can get rid of the backdrop here too, because essentially all I have to do is highlight it. So just want to make sure I'm not missing any pixels. Actually, now that I remember, I was testing the game last night and I noticed that there's one pixel in one of my very important gestures that is missing. And I never noticed it before because I had never had the character against a dark background, apparently, doing this particular thing. So, front and hips. So she has one stray pixel. Actually, she has one stray pixel right there on her finger. Look at that. That's horrible. Let's put that there and that there. And let's add a little thing here. And here. And there we go. Voila. Hand hips 6. So let me go ahead and replace that before I forget. Let's go into AGS. Nope, not documentation. I had this open for someone else. Let's go ahead into our sprites. And replace that. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Back to work. Oh! Big K69er, thank you for the subscription. Ari Pet, how you did? You finished Red Dead yet? No, I haven't. I was living the Red Dead life actually. I went on vacation last week to Virginia and I rode on a horse 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday. Did you guys sing some John Denver as you crossed into Virginia? No, I don't really like John Denver. Plus, I had to sing that song in elementary school, so I got really sick of it, and I don't particularly care for it now. Also, hello DJ Larry Parker. Yes, it is Sunday. I am catching up on the work I did not do because I was on vacation. Riding horses, amongst other things. Okay, so here we go. Alright, this is the correct layer now, which I will draw on. Wow, yeehaw. Howdy, Pixie Cow. Speaking of horses. Which is not to say that Pixie Cow is a horse, Pixie Cow is a pixie cow, but Pixie Cow has horses. And now that I have ridden a horse for the first time in my life, I have gained a new appreciation for the majesty and also the temperament of said creatures. Yes, I rode my first horse. Did you capture some horse footage for future Roto? That's so funny, VGA256. I had every single person on Twitter ask me that same question. And the answer is no. No, I did not. Because believe it or not, this was a vacation for fun. I did not do any work except for a little bit of editing one night. And believe it or not, not everything I do is for game stuff. Yes. Yes, I did. Who comes back from vacation on a Sunday? Well, I actually came back from vacation on Friday. The vacation was from Monday to Friday. So, playing Rosewater. Why does every character in this game look like they're riding a horse for the first time? Well, it's funny you say that because the one like main horse riding scene, the horses are trotting, and the characters are actually way less bouncy than they would be in real life. Are you going to ride again? I think I've kind of gotten my fill of horseback riding for the time being. The first ride was very nice. My horse was very nice. The second ride, my horse was kind of an asshole, and it was a bit rougher, and we were going up and down steep hills. So I think I've had my fill of horseback riding for the time being. Although you can go horseback riding here in New York, it's just in like a park. So maybe in the future, but definitely not any more like rugged trail stuff for a while. My rear end needs to recover. How fast did you go? Not very. Most of it was a walk, and there were a few sections where you could trot. But it was very slow paced. I mean, I'm a beginner, so they didn't have me do anything too crazy. And we had a guide, of course. It wasn't like we were just set off on our own. We had a guide who was leading us, and the horses were just kind of, you know, going along for the ride. I put all the pictures on, well, most of the pictures on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, you can see. Glad you got out of the city and had a nice vacation. Thank you, Edmund Detour. No jumping, no fence jumping. Definitely not. Definitely no fence jumping. There was some, like, stepping over fallen branches, if that counts. But yeah, horses are nice. They're a lot like cats. I noticed. They have the same sort of like temperament as cats. Towards humans and towards each other. So, they are very intelligent, yes. And they're very much their own creatures. But yeah, the first horse I got was a nice white mare named Dolly. She was very nice. And she liked me because apparently the guide said that when they lick and when they like they lick and something else that they do, she was like, oh, that's a real good sign. That means she's real relaxed and she likes you. And I was like, oh, that's good. And then the second time I got a horse named Sugar Baby who was an ass. And I was like, well, if my name was Sugar Baby, I'd probably be an asshole too. But he was a bit more skittish, and he wanted to like do things that I did not want him to do, so I had to constantly be like pulling on the reins to get him to stop going where he wanted to go, which was not where we were supposed to go. So, licking and chewing, yes. Some horses are assholes. Yeah. I mean, some cats are assholes too. But yeah, Sugar Baby was it wasn't so much that he was like nasty. It was just he was very nervous, and he was, which I mean, I don't blame him. He probably gets a bunch of idiots riding him all the time. But he was definitely a lot less responsive than Dolly was. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him for it. But considering that the experience was going up and down steep terrain, I would have preferred to have a horse that was a bit more responsive. I'm just gonna mute for a bit while the heater goes. Halo adventure gamers. Dave, or Halo's not an adventure game, it's a first-person shooter. But hello, Dave, or welcome. So is anyone in here participating? I'm pretty sure Dave or is. Is anyone else participating in the Adventure X Jam? Come into the chat only to get No, I do it out of love. All of you are very nice people. And I appreciate your attendance and your watching and your keeping me company during this. Oh, you are participating, KCCC night. Nice. When is the jam from? I believe it started a couple of days ago, and I have no idea when it finishes. Between the Borders, hello. After Ludum Dare, I'm not in the market for another game jam for a long time. I hear you. I felt that way after Global Game Jam 2020. I was like, this is fun, but I don't think I'm ever gonna do a game jam again. Yesterday to 2 weeks, okay. I'm not crazy enough to participate in a jam. Fair enough. Also a high deluxe tux. I'm jamming on a new AGS module. Is that participating? No, that's just helping the community. But that's cool. What kind of module is it, Edmund Detour? Is it not tween related? Are you working on something else that's not the tween module? Gasp. Someone has been running a crunchless game challenge. Well, that's good. Because, yeah, game jams are a bit crunchy. Not that they're meant to be. It's just, you know, coming up with a game that you have to make in, especially like weekend ones. It's a lot. 2 weeks at least is a little bit more of a reasonable amount of time to make something. I would say like a month is probably the ideal amount of time. It's about managing doors in rooms. Oh, wow! That sounds right up my alley. How do you mean managing them how? I will be making my first ever game. That's awesome, KCCC90. I wish you the best of luck. I thought about it, but I'm visiting my parents next week, and I don't think they would take too kindly to me spending all my time on a game jam. Plus, I'm not creative and have never done game programming before. Well, I would say the first part is probably the better reason for not participating, but you can be creative. I mean, creativity comes in all shapes, and also you don't necessarily, I mean, depending on what engine you use, you don't necessarily have to have a lot of programming skill. I mean, I've never programmed anything outside of AGS, and I learned AGS. Granted, it was like 20 years ago, but still. Twine. Cool. I've never used Twine. But I've played games made in Twine. It's cool. That did not pay attention to me. It did not listen to the control part. It only listened to the E part, hence why the eraser showed up. Oops. Oh well. Okay, we're getting there. We're literally halfway through this animation, so that's good. Let's have a look at what you all are talking about. Adventure game jam stuff. My partner is the creative lead, I am the rest. Nice, that's a good place to start. Deep Entertainment is making a Gato to Ink bridge, and I'm thinking of taking a look at it. Cool. I was amazed by what I think she's called Communist Sister does entwine always at Adventure X. I feel like I would have to make 3 or 4 games before the creative juices really got flowing. Well, if you need to make a few small games, that's perfectly fine. Let me turn this down. The idea is that you set up entrances and then the character changes the room they come in through the right entrance in the room they went to without additional programming. Interesting. So like instead of setting the room coordinates, you just say, okay, well, enter through top door or left door or whatever. That's a good module. I'm all about that. I'm of the firm belief that if the engine can do what you want, it's the right engine. Yes, learning how to make a fun game is far more important than some slick, low-level code. That's absolutely true between the borders, I agree. I find accountability to team members keeps me from just giving up. Cool. I mean, that's partly why I stream, too, is because you all can hold me accountable for completing my work and not doing other things. So thank you to you all, my unofficial team. I'll have to give you all special thanks in the end credits. Special thanks, Twitch viewers, you know who you are. I've been playing with the idea of the Mongolian steppe as a great setting for a game, but like just normal non-Genghis Khan Mongolia in a somewhat more contemporary time period. That's cool. It'd be, I mean, would it be graphical? Because you'd have to, if you're gonna do that, I think you should show off the landscapes because those are pretty amazing. Someone has to keep me on track, yes, but not the distractors. Can we also have access to your project spreadsheet so we can track your tasks too? You think I have a project spreadsheet? That's hilarious. That's really cute. Sometimes I have post-it notes, but that's... I am not that kind of developer. I am not that well organized. I don't think I've ever made a spreadsheet in my life. And if I have, I've given up halfway through because I can't figure out how to make a new box or something. Or a new table or whatever the hell they're even called. See, I don't even know. That's how little I know about spreadsheets. I don't even know the proper terminology for them. Redeems get back to work. Oh, wrong stream. Maybe I should put that one in. Although, when would it ever get redeemed? Oh. I just bothered to tweet again today about something like that spreadsheet idea. My writing productivity would double if I didn't insist on typesetting everything in latex, but it's so satisfying when it's done. I don't even know what that is. What is latex? LaTeX is a language used for typesetting. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Oh, so this is a fun bit where the cloth sort of becomes a second cloth. This is the part where rotoscoping cloth is cool because you get to see all the flaps and whatnot. It's a high-grade typesetting language that works like programming. Think about if AGS outputs PDFs that were of world-class quality, assuming you know how to use it. Okay. I think the qualifier, assuming you know how to use it, is pretty universal for lots of things. I'm gonna go ahead and do this last one first because this is obviously the end stage of the frame and I want to make sure that it looks good. And it's also easier to get to that point if I know what the end point is. I can work backwards sometimes. By simple memorization of thousands of commands, LaTeX allows you to create documents that look good in mere hours. And hours? Interesting. Excuse me. Okay, so this is going to be fun. Because I have no idea where any of this goes. It's a mystery to me. This opens up a little bit there, and this obviously creates this little dent here, but then that goes there. This is the same as before. I had a very little exposure to LaTeX at uni for setting formulas and equations, but that was a long time ago. So LaTeX has existed for a long time, is what you people are saying. And I'm just extremely out of the loop because I've never heard of it. But that's to be expected. Me being out of the loop, I mean. Oh, gotta fix this. Ah, yes, okay, this was why I wanted to have all these separate layers, because I knew that at some point I was going to have to do this, which is fine. Alright, let's bring these down. There we go. And do here. So get some contrast. There we go. Okay, so that comes over here. And this needs to be filled in here. Cool. And we now have this down here, which also needs to be finished here. Which, I mean, I guess this is kind of like... Okay, as long as this gets all put in with this, then it should be fine. Except this needs to be a little bit more like that. And then this here, and that should be fine. Okay, so that's where she ends up from there. So this one I had, I just finished, didn't I? Yes, so this one doesn't need to have the backdrop either. Okay, so I only have two more, which are whoop whoop. See how we're looking so far? No, hold on. Alright, it's getting there. It's getting there, because then of course I have to do the highlights. Oh, and look what happened. Look what happened. Remember I was saying before you don't want big blobs to disappear. Look, the big blob disappeared right here. I forgot to draw that big blob on this. So let's lower the transparency and make this into a blob there, so that it does not disappear from frame to frame. It joins, becomes a bigger blob there, and then sort of, and look, that happens again here. I forgot to include it here too. Whoops. Okay, that would work better if I could actually see. There. There. As far as I can tell right now, everything else seems to be in the same spot, so no worries there. But of course we still have 2 frames left, so that's gonna be fun. Also, why is this still visible? I don't know. Anyway, what's happening here? Typesetting. Formulas look pretty. This is now a Kathy stream? Why is it a Kathy stream? Kathy, like the cartoon character? Like, Ack, give me some chocolate, Kathy? In defense of latex, though, if you want to write a college paper, it's a poor idea. If you want to make a D&D style book, it's going to be the prettiest and best way to do it. Maybe even fastest, but it can handle tables of contents and figures, bibliographies, indices, etc. It's just about the right tool for the job and not treating every job like a nail. Okay. Are you going to include those sound effects in the game? Serious question, how many farts are in this game? There is precedent, featured centrally in Wagons East. Didn't farts also feature heavily in Blazing Saddles? There you go. Now I have Blazing Saddles in my head. Cool, is there a red wizard joining the game? Hello, Rocky Johan. No, it is not. You are a horse who can drive and I claim my 5 pounds. Well, to answer your question, there are no farts. There are zero farts in this game. Audible ones, anyway. I mean, you could assume maybe the characters are farting. They're just not audible. But there's no there's no farting sound effects, to my knowledge. Outrageous. Patreon canceled. Right, as if I had a Patreon. I actually had to cancel a Patreon the other day. I felt really bad because I didn't notice that the creator was like... I decided to be a little generous and give $5, which I thought was $5 a month. But it was actually $5 per video. So I got a nice $20 charge at the end of the month. And I was like, what? What? And I was like, oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. I like you, but I don't like you that much. So I canceled my Patreon subscription. And I felt like a jerk. But I can't pay that much a month for videos I don't even watch. Who was I paying $50 a month for fart jokes then? Space Venture? Is that too soon? Now whenever someone bounces on a horse, I will headcanon it as farting. Well, it may not be coming from... It may be coming from the horse. I'll tell you, my horse farted quite a bit. My second horse farted quite a bit, so... Just saying. Horses fart when they walk and trot. Oops. Hold on, I'll fart for $50 a month. Well, you can start a Patreon then. Fartreon. Perhaps. And that is the wrong color. Excuse me. But does it sound like a fart? I heard most quadrupeds don't sound like people, so since they need to deal with less gravity, so they need less tension. The fact that I've been in a position to hear that is making me reevaluate my life choices. I was out and late to the stream, so is this no Saruman the Red? No, this is not Saruman the Red. I'm making a Western. It's a native tribe clan mother chief. That's her. And she's putting out her hand to gesture when she talks. So that's what I'm doing. I could try and approximate what a horse fart sounds like if you like. For educational purposes. It makes more sense when you see the head. Yes, I agree. Doing these headless animations is sometimes a little off-putting. I understand, but that's what I do. That's what I gotta do. Please educate us. So it's basically just noise. It's very it's not like a sudden thing. It's a very casual, like someone's turning on like a gas stream, and it's just sort of like so yes, I noticed that the horse farted when he was trying to climb up the hills. And this is not to be confused with the noise that they make when they're quote-unquote letting off adrenaline, which comes from their mouth, not their butts. So there you go. Horses make all sorts of interesting noises. Excuse me. Maybe I should make this a little darker, even though it's light. It's just to show the difference here, because this is, yeah. There. I like that all the above circumstances apply to me too. Here's your one chance, Fancy. Don't let me down. Hello, Judith Butler's lover. Is Fancy the name of your imaginary horse? Fancy's a pretty good name for a horse, I'd say. I mentioned before when the stream started that the two horses that I rode were called Dolly and Sugar Baby. And I felt like Dolly was okay, but Sugar Baby was a terrible name for this poor horse. I would not be happy if my name was Sugar Baby and I was a horse. But then again, I wouldn't know that that was my name necessarily, because horses are intelligent, but I don't know that they're intelligent enough to judge name quality, so, you know, whatever. Also, I do wish that a horse who can drive would show up so that I can, oh, I see. Fancy is a famous country song. Reba has the most famous version. Okay, well, I admit I don't listen to much country music, so I don't really know. I mean, I know that who you're talking about when you say Reba on a first name basis. Maybe my second horse should have been called, if my first horse was Dolly, maybe my next horse should have been called Reba. That would have been good. I think you'd like it very narrative focused. Oh, okay. Cool. I like a good narrative focused song. Nice little story tells me. I've been trying to work a BoJack joke in, but I've failed. Yeah, I was thinking about BoJack too, I'm not gonna lie. All the joy of an audiobook in a bite-sized, easy-to-remember ditty. Yeah, there you go. And a nice, catchy tune that you can hum to yourself for years to come. Ack. Oh, did I say Ack before? Is that why you said it was a Kathy stream? Someone said it was a Kathy stream. You are correct. Ah, okay. Nice reference. I appreciate that. Hello, Grunge Gamer. Welcome. Get rid of these pants here. Okay. I was thinking more Mars Attacks, but I see Kathy. Well, if I only say it once, it's Kathy. If I say it multiple times, it's Mars Attacks. Where do we end up here? We end up with a rather big thing. Yeah, okay, so that is this, and then this needs to be, so this needs to be defined as such, and like that, and with some or Popeye. Yeah, that's true too. There's a lot of act in popular culture and media. Less acting, more. I'm not even going to touch that one. Who is this character? This is the chief of the Odam tribe, which the characters encounter midway through the first act of the game. And she already has a sitting animation, or a sitting pose, which I've already done the animations and stuff for, but I just finished implementing a scene where she is standing, and she needed some body language, so here we are. Okay, flatten this down, put that there, finish up her shirt here where she's missing it, get rid of that, and this should be a nice complete, oop, there we go. See how this looks. Yep, there we go. Cool, so now she just needs some highlights to make the the fact that there's two bits of this shawl coming out a little bit more apparent. So I want to follow the model here, which is that this joins together here, kind of comes up over this way. and joins up at the shoulder, but then there's also a highlight here and a highlight here and here, because both the light source for the model and in the game are coming from her right, or her left, sorry. I can tell left from right. Man, for some reason I have Jolene stuck in my head now. I mean, I'm sure it's because I said Dolly. So now I have Jolene stuck in my head. Which is another narrative song, I guess. Have you heard Lil Nas X's cover of Jolene? I have not. I heard about that. Not gonna touch it like a good Christian developer. I'm not a good Christian developer at all. Actually, it's stage right. It's her left, stage right. I should listen. I will listen to it. I heard that it was good, but I have not listened to it. And thank you. As I said, it's one of my favorite things about doing rotoscoping is being able to do stuff like with cloth, because it looks a lot more smooth. He brings really good emotions to it. Alright, I haven't really listened to anything by Lil Nas X, to be honest. I mean, it's not really my genre, but I'm willing to give it a try. I'm not an old fuddy-duddy, even though I feel like one sometimes. I would listen to it now, but I'll totally get copyright stricken. Is it stricken or struck? I will be stricken with the plague, but I will be struck with copyright, I guess. I think Jack White also covered Jolene, but I haven't listened to that version either. It was either Jack White or the White Stripes, or, well, both really. The best thing to do with Jolene is to add verses that become more and more disturbing until Jolene is this eldritch horror. Oh dear. Oh gosh. I like Old Town Road, of course, the classic Call Me By Your Name is dope. There's this cover I'm obsessed with where a woman plays flamenco guitar over the songs it plays and it brings it to another level. Interesting. Is that a... I don't know what that... Well, I'm assuming it's a link to one of the songs you're talking about. Which I'll have to check out later because, as I said, I don't want to be struck or stricken or whatever the right word for it is. Excuse me. Woof. I should think about having lunch soon. I think I'll make myself a nice bacon, egg, and cheese. It's Sunday. I like a nice Sunday brunch meal. Alright, I'll check it out. I'll check it out after I finish streaming. I will spare you the image, but I've just made a meme of Mars Attacks with the caption 0 times 06, 0 times 06, 0 times 06, thus cementing me as insane nerdy and a fan of bad puns. Yes, BLTs are most definitely a thing on the East Coast, VGA 256. Thank you for thank you for clarifying what the letters stand for. Post in the Discord if you like it, then I want to know, and I will probably forget by next stream. Actually, post the link in my Discord so that I can remember it and I don't have to scroll through chat to find it later. I always wondered if they existed outside of Canada. You need to get out of Canada more. I always thought BLTs were an American thing. I didn't think that they would be Canadian. Or that they would be popular in Canada. Okay, so this is the part where this starts appearing. So I'm going to look at my source here, and there's definitely some highlighting happening on this bit. So I'm going to do this. Maybe even here. Just a slight hint of it so that it doesn't come out of nowhere. And by slight hint, I mean a 1 pixel line. There. Okay, so let's get rid of these. And it is most definitely present here. So, yeah, let's do this. That way we know that this is, in fact, a separate part of the thing. This is now merged with this. Okay, cool. Do they have lettuce and tomato in Canada? I always assumed it would be too cold to grow anything except moose or hockey players. I stand corrected. The BLT can be traced back to American cookbooks from the 1900s. I mean, I'm not surprised that the BLT is an American invention. It's very much, it's sort of just like, you know, you go to any old, like, standard American restaurant and you expect the two things at the very least that will be on the menu will be a BLT and or a club sandwich. Oh man, I had a waffle witch in Lexington, Virginia, at the Palms restaurant. I always assumed it was U.S. American because bacon obsession. Yeah. A slice of processed cheese is a must, however. Club sandwich. You don't call them a clubhouse? No, we call them club sandwiches. A waffle witch is the waffle the bread or the filling? The waffle is the bread. The filling is a piece of fried chicken. A boneless piece of fried chicken. It was delicious, but also I felt like I was going to die after eating it. And not because it made me feel bad, but just because I was like, oh jeez, this is just a heart attack waiting to happen. They call that a burger here between the... Oh, right. And a ground beef patty, a good addition to a BLT with cheese. It's a cheeseburger. It's just a bacon cheeseburger, actually. Oops. All food is improved by becoming a burger. I like having burgers with hot cross bun as the bun, traditional Easter dish. You know, I've never had a hot cross bun. Because I am not a good Christian game developer, clearly. Dang it. There. That's better. Okay, so here, as I suspected, this will now go from here to here to indicate that this is the highlight. This is the bit that it's highlighted. Crosses over, and now this is the bit that is highlighted. I forgot to highlight this part. Alright, Grunge Gamer, thank you for stopping by. I'm shocked and appalled. If you order a club sandwich north of a specific parallel, you'll get teeth knocked out. Why? Oh, is that like a slang, like knuckle sandwich? If you're like, I'd like a knuckle sandwich, please. Ah yes, America, the home of the triple down. A piece of fried chicken between two other pieces of fried chicken. There's a triple down? I heard about the double down, but I never heard of the triple down. We'll deep fry anything. Bacon, chocolate bars, smaller, weaker deep fryers. I mean, I feel like the deep fried thing comes from Scotland. It's like, because Scotland has deep fried Mars bars, and I feel like we just sort of took that and made it our own by deep frying things like Oreos or ice cream or anything else for that matter. Scotland is notorious. There you go. So it's probably just a Scottish tradition that got brought over and Americanized, as most things are. And a little bit of that. Alright, let's see how this looks. fit on screen. Okay. This is good, except this sort of pops out of nowhere. This goes from there to there, so I'm thinking maybe this needs to be a little bit more of a subtle change here. So maybe a little bit more of a... Or maybe this needs to be a bit more... Yeah, I think... Okay, so what has to happen here is this here. This part here needs to be the shirt, so that it's not quite such a huge jump. There we go. That slight little indicator will make it better. Let's do that. There we go. Alright, cool. Deep fried Oreos are pretty good, and deep fried cream eggs I had in Scotland once. Ooh, doesn't that make the cream inside hard? I wouldn't mind deep frying something salmon. Bless Scotland. Fried food, scotch, caber tossing, and bagpipes. Yes. Quite. And haggis. Do they do deep fried haggis, or is that considered an abomination? I wonder. Okay, so this animation is done. I'm going to export it now. First I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to export it. I'm animating a rolling die right now, and it's a crap experience. Don't you mean a craps experience? Everyone gets a mulligan. And Scotland produced Haggis McMutton, one of the loveliest characters in the Monkey Island extended universe. That's right, played by the great Alan Young, who was not Scottish, but who was actually Canadian. I mean, maybe he was of Scottish ancestry, I don't know, but he himself was definitely Canadian. Wilbur! That is the joke, yeah, okay. Gotcha, Dave. Alright, Rosewater outskirts, clan mother, speaking body, reach arm. Oh, look at that, I already made a folder. Good for me. I anticipated my need. Alright, so we close that, close down. Let's get AGS open, get her in here. And we've got characters, Rosewater outskirts, clan mother, body, beckon, cross arms, create subfolder reach arms. Because cross arms is no longer a thing, I decided, and so that no longer applies. Okay. We'll surely avoid scurvy if we all eat an orange. I love that bit in Curse of Monkey Island so much. Yeah, that's a great bit. It's a great bit. I'm still trying to figure out if I can do something like that in Rosewater. As far as like an interactive song, I should probably figure that out sooner rather than later. But I haven't quite written all of the campfire scenes yet, so. Young's parents were Scottish. Okay, so then he gets a pass. I mean, he gets a pass. He's like iconic for playing Scrooge McDuck. So, he gets a pass. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. How did it get to be 2 o'clock already? Time passed, that's how. I have an ongoing thing trying to find out which languages the song could have been translated into. Which languages have the cultural go-to word with no rhyme? So far, Dutch has 12, meaning 12, and Italian has fegato, meaning liver. Doesn't the word for cat rhyme with that? I mean, that would be my guess. But yeah, I can imagine translating songs is especially difficult because not only do they have to rhyme, but they also have to impart information for the most part. All right, so let's add this to our friend Chief Sit, Chief BL. There we go. Body language, of course. So let's have her here. I hope it's a decent... Okay, yes it is. Wait, why does she shift over? I thought I had done this correctly. That's not good. That's gonna be a problem if true. Unless it's just AGS being... Well, no, that seems like it's a pretty significant shift. I don't know why that would have happened, considering I made sure that the bits were in the right spot. Well, we'll just have to see it in action. Fegoto. Okay. Does Nebuchadnezzar rhyme with confessor? I mean, I guess it could. If anyone knows other languages go to, this word has no rhymes, please do let me know. Okay. Alright, this is distressing. Let's see if this is indeed a problem. Act 1, 30 outskirts. Okay. Actually, I think I might have to do it in dialogue, because there's no... Alright, then we'll do this. C Chief Lock View Chief BL. Wait, where is it? Chief. Oh, Clan BL. Clan BL. Actually, let's do... Oh no, let's do 4 once. No block forwards. And backwards. Alright, let's test this out. See if she shifts. And if she does, then bad. And if she doesn't, then good. I do love that kind of linguistic fact. I follow some linguistics blogs like languagehat.com. That's cool, yeah. Okay. This is interesting, having the Rosewater screen over the Rosewater backdrop for the stream. The loading screen, I mean. It doesn't quite fit, but it's there. Alright, so... yeah, that's not good. She does shift. Okay, she shifts by quite a bit. Let's find out why that is. Let's open up. Open this up. Let's see here. Oops. And open up. So I should really get into the habit of including the first sprite in the animation, but generally speaking, it doesn't. I don't need to, because it's not that big a deal. But this, I actually captured these at the same time, so they're the same dimensions, right? 137, 245. 137, 245. But for some reason, hey bro, I heard you liked Rosewater. So I put your Rosewater inside your Rosewater. That's exactly right. No, not copy frame. I wanted to paste frame, but now we have to do this again. All right, so paste frame before selection. There we go. Wow, I really screwed this up. I really screwed it up, because not only does the stick not match, but the feet don't match by quite a lot. The feet don't match, the stick don't match, and the head doesn't match. And I flattened all the layers, so I'm screwed. So what I can do is, the only possible salvation now is to change my standing view to match the rest, because to go back and tweak the other one individually is going to be a pain in the ass. So if I just say, okay, let's take this and shift that. Okay, so at least that's fine. But then the stick needs to be further back. And this bit needs to be lower. The head needs to be, the shoulders, I should say, need to be lower by maybe just one. Yeah, okay, so that at least is fine. But the stick isn't just the lateral shift. Yeah, see, because the problem was when I started animating, I pasted the legs and the stick and the shoulders as 3 separate layers, and I thought they were aligned, but they clearly weren't. So that's the problem now. So I mean, theoretically she could move her stick, but it's too big a jump. I don't like it, so I have to push the stick back. But with a few clever things here, it shouldn't be an issue. So I just push this back along here and get this here and move that there. Okay, so the stick needs to shift over by, it needs to go up a few. 1, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we're good here. But then this needs to change. This needs to get fixed up here. And this needs to basically cover up here. this needs to also cover up the stick here. And there. Okay, so now her standing is okay. Alright, crisis averted, except for this, which I did not fix. So this goes here, and that goes there. Select all, copy, we paste it here. Now I just got to make sure that it's in the right spot, of course. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Cool. So this is now. Get rid of this, no problem there. This is now standing. Get rid of layer 0. Yes. Save. All good. And then oh, wait a minute. This is a problem now because her head is in a different spot, so I'm gonna have to change this a little bit too. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Alright, so copy paste. Our head is 1 pixel below the top here. 1 pixel below the top. And her 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is not good. Her head is not in the right spot. So, what do we have to do now? We have to figure out where her head does go, and then place it, and then move all of the rest of them. So, 1, 2 to the left, and 1, 2, no, 3 to the left. Hold on, I gotta do this again. 1, 2, 3 to the left, 1 down. Yes? Yes, 3 to the left, 1 down. Okay. Alright, and then this is right. 3 to the left, 1 down. One, 2, 3, 1. We got to do the same for all of her other talking. And for her blinking also, so it all aligns. One, 2, 3, 1. Alright, perfect. Now, to replace all of her sprites. Just in case. Body, replace, place. Where's her head? Her head is here. Blinking. Her blinking is here. Diag front is here. Cool. Now it should work. Now, while that loads, let's catch up on the chat. Let's see. Ack, I'm out of bacons. Any strong opinions on Montreal smoked meat sandwiches? I don't think I've ever had one. My opinion is that I lack an opinion, so please provide a variety of smoked meats for me to form an opinion. Corned beef, mustard, sour pickle on the side. I don't like pickle, and I especially don't like sour pickles. It's corned beef. I will eat it until I feel I have railroad spikes in my eyes and a brick in my guts, then order seconds. If you dice up some hard-boiled eggs and add condensed milk, you have the ultimate all-you-need-in-a-day sandwich and your own chemical warfare capabilities. Oh dear. Must remember that for when I see an Icky Food stream next. What kind of warfare is strictly forbidden? Or that kind of warfare is strictly forbidden post-Geneva Convention. My colon is not a signatory. Ah, the Russian solution. You went to Montreal and didn't have smoked meat? I went to Montreal and had a nice steak. Of course, this was about... I haven't been to Montreal since 2015. I did have a flam at Trois Brasseurs. And I also was introduced to this lovely stuff. So, yes. Okay, time to test our thing. This Katz's wait, you have Katz's Deli in Montreal? Katz's Deli is like a New York staple. I think Canada's just trying to pretend it's not America. Okay, cool. Nice. Alright, her thing works. Cool. Good. Now let me add some body language for her. Oh god, take away my citizenship. I just confused Schwartz's Deli with Katz's. Damn Seinfeld. Oh. Well, the solution to that is just don't watch Seinfeld. It's worked for me forever. Alright, okay, so let's do this. Alright, so there's that. Let's go with dialogues. I have to do this again. Dialogues. Back and debrief. There we go. Okay. And then okay. Replace this. really, really need to get a new batteries for my mouse when I go back upstairs. Excuse me. Hold on. 4 and 5. Yes, yes. There we go. Yes. Okay. Let's make sure that I didn't screw this up. After I do this, he can show you the way back. Okay, I think that should be fine. Let's go ahead and run the thing. H.C. Willard, hello. How goes the game making? Well, you're looking at it. I just finished animating body language for a character, and I'm about to test it out. As a Wisconsinite, I welcome Canada with open arms. Reasonable pronunciation, healthy amount of courtesy, able to survive in reasonable temperature limits. They're just neat. Okay. Ahoy there, fancy pants. Let's turn streamer mode on, and we'll go to, go with Jake's Shamalama Ding Dong, etc. Okay, so she does that. Yeah. Wise move. Got all of the very slow moving. Alright, so we got all that. Shamalama Ding Dong. Okay, cool. Alright, that works. I wonder if there's a way, because I've noticed that if I run the game in full screen mode, it runs fine, even if I have something else happening in the background. But if I run it in windowed mode, and I have like a OBS happening, or if I have a Twitch stream or something playing, it runs really slow. And I wonder if it's something to do with just the graphics card taking on too many things. Dialogue deserves an Oscar. Yeah, well. That's just my streamer mode nonsense dialogue, so that you don't actually see what's going on, just in case. I was actually playing some Ben Jordan this week. I see. Which one? Or ones? I think that's more or less. Actually, I did want to do some more sprites, but I will do that. Maybe I'll do that later. If you guys feel like hanging out for a little while, I'm going to take a quick, well, about a half, maybe a little bit of a lunch break, and I'm going to take some. Do you have a streamer mode that just replaces all your dialogue with placeholder? That's brilliant. Yeah, I totally ripped that off from Wadget. Dave has a streamer mode thing where he just replaces all his dialogue with gibberish, so I did kind of the same. Yeah, it just replaces it with randomly generated, well, it rolls and it displays a set of like 5 random phrases. I was replaying them in order since it had been a while. I can't remember exactly when I started them for the first time. It's been a minute for sure. Well, it's certainly been longer for me, I can assure you that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was gonna take a lunch break and then come back and do that, but I think I might just end the stream and start a new stream later. So yeah, I'm gonna end this stream so that I can upload this video to YouTube and not have it just be like a big chunk of nothing. And then I'll do a part 2 stream after I finish having lunch and taking the photos, the rotoscoping photos that I will be working on afterwards. So yeah, I will see you all probably in less than an hour. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, thank you for the follow, Blank T9. I don't know why that didn't display properly. Oh, there we go. Now it did. Interesting. Give my connection a little bit of time to stabilize. Anyway, I will be back in about half an hour. I will restart the stream then. Hopefully you'll all